Holidays, places visited, and the everyday and the extraordinary are welcome. Filmmakers and those who have inherited family footage are invited to contact the Museum of the Moving Image Education Department on the following phone number: 071 815 1339. I'll repeat that, 071 815 1339. You can get an application form from them to take part with any films that you've made since 1945 on any amateur format. It's not easy to say. 9.5mm, 16mm, 18mm or Super 8. This appeal is being run, as I said earlier, by the what did I just say? Museum of the Moving Image Education Department. Right, on the subject of movies, here's the monthly review that has Spielberg on the edge of his seat. Terry Adlam and the team are here with Terryvision.
So stop what you're doing and pay attention, especially you two at the back. You shouldn't be doing that, you'll go blind. And you, put the cat out. I don't care, you shouldn't have set him on fire in the first place. OK, now I've got your attention. Don't go away for another couple of minutes because I'm Terry Adlam and this is Terryvision. Pick of the flicks, that's ready. Ram it in your VCR, missus, that's ready. Interview with Sharon Stone. It's not on, she's got a headache. Hollywood Hotline, they're stoking up the satellite as we speak. Fantastic competitions, we got the lot. OK, let's not hang a trout. I'm off to a wedding. 4, in fact. See you later. 4 Weddings and a Funeral is a very funny film. It's wonderfully written, the acting is brilliant, and it's British. And when was the last time you went to see a film that you could say that about, apart from A Fish Called Wanda 100 years ago? Now, when I tell you that it's actually written by Richard Curtis, who wrote such classics as Blackadder, then you know you're in for a good time. Well, the title of the film really sums it all up. It's about a group of friends who go to 4 weddings and a funeral. It stars up-and-coming heartthrob Hugh Grant as 30-something Charles, a man who's had a string of relationships but seems incapable of making that final commitment. That's until he goes to wedding number 1, where he meets American beauty Amy McDowell. And before you can say, oh no, not another toaster, love is in the air. As I say, it's a very funny film. And look out for Richard Curtis's old sparring partner from Blackadder's day, Rowan Atkinson, as a priest, a sort of Mr. Bean in a cassock. It's a very funny film, but it's enough rabbit for me. Let's go and see what the punters think about it. OK, the film's just about to end. There's about 105 people in there. We'll see if we can grab them when they come out and see what they thought about the film. OK, here we go. Hello, what do you think of 4 Weddings and a Funeral?
Well, it was very good.
Yeah, what did you like best about it?
It was funny.
And it was a British film. What do you think of Rowan Atkinson?
I think he's very funny, yeah.
Have you ever been to any weddings like that?
No, I've never been to a wedding in my life.
And what do you think of Amy McDowell?
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. OK, can I ask you what you thought of the film? Can I ask you what you thought of the film? Obviously, that was the people who didn't think anything of the film. Let's try this side. Let's try this side. Did you enjoy the film, everyone? You did? You really enjoyed it? It was a good British film. Did you enjoy the film? What did you enjoy about it? Did you enjoy the soundtrack?
Yes, the music was excellent.
Have you ever been to any weddings like that?
No.
Would you like to?
We're getting married fairly soon, so hopefully ours will be a good day.
Congratulations from Terryvision and all the best. Thank you. Can I ask you, did you enjoy 4 Weddings and a Funeral? I'll come up there if you're not going to come down to me.
Yes, we both did. It was excellent.
Yeah. Have you ever been to weddings like that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, very often.
Okay, what do you think was the funniest moment for you in the film?
Funniest moments.
Rowan Atkinson as the priest?
Well, a lot of people told me that he wasn't actually good at all, but I thought he was really good. Yeah,
okay.
Maybe that was one of the best moments.
Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Hey, would you like to chat about it? Because I actually saw you went out halfway through, so you wasn't watching all of it, was you? Come back here. There you go, thumbs up for 4 Weddings and a Funeral playing here at Slough right at the moment. But hang a trout, let's see what's coming to Slough in the not-too-distant future. And we have Brandon Lee in The Crow. He plays a rock star back from the dead. He actually died while making that film, rather unfortunate. The lovely Kathleen Turner in the new John Waters film, Serial Mom. And still playing, we have 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which I've already spoken about. And from the producers of The Alien and The Terminator, we have No Escape. And also Richard Gere and Sharon Stone in a very lacklustre thriller, Intersection. And we have Reality Bites, a comedy about love in the 90s. And just when you thought that comedy was dead, here's a film to prove it. Police Academy, episode 195 or something. Mission to Moscow, dear oh dear oh dear. But the big film of the summer is The Flintstones, coming out on July the 22nd from Mr. Spielberg and starring John Goodman. Yabba dabba do it, it says, and you should. Now, I don't know if you remember last month when I went around and I was asking people who they thought the new James Bond would be. Now, as you know, the new James Bond has been announced. Now, who was it on this programme suggested that Pierce Brosnan would make a good James Bond? My thought for the new James Bond, well, I think I might like Pierce Brosnan, who was in Mrs. Doubtfire. He might make a good James Bond. There you go. You stick with Terry, you won't go far wrong. OK, hark, I hear Hollywood calling. Could I have an ice cream, please? OK, hello, Hal. Can you hear me, Al? Al?
Terry?
Can you hear me?
Terry,
Is that
yes.
right working?
Yes, I can.
Oh, gotcha. How are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. What's the weather like over there?
Extremely hot at the moment. What about down there?
Oh, it's absolutely awful, but it is British summertime.
Well, that's all right then.
Right. What do you got to report this month?
Well, basically, the talk of the town is still 4 Weddings and a Funeral, surprisingly enough. The fact that it's still the top of the international box office over here is, well, incredible. How's it doing over there?
Well, it's doing pretty well over here, actually. We've just reviewed it on Television, and everyone seems to be enjoying it.
Well, that's good. I understand it's top of the charts over there.
It is, absolutely #1, and it's great. And considering that the British government don't want to give out any more grants, seems quite a sad thing.
That's a bit funny, isn't it? The moment something is successful, then they cut all the grants. It should be the other way around, but there you go.
Yeah.
Talking about the government, Terry, actually, quite interesting. Have you heard about Mel Gibson? He was coming over to England for, with about $30 million to spend on Braveheart, and now he's gone over to Ireland because the Irish government have given him a few tax concessions and stuff.
I see. Well, that's obviously Ireland's gain and our loss.
It certainly is.
Actually, we're not doing too bad over it at the moment. We've got Schwarzenegger, Connery, Julia Roberts, Tom Cruise. They're all coming over here, aren't they?
Yes, they are at the moment. I mean, there's also a lad over there in sunny old Blighty, who's, or rainy old Blighty as it is, obviously, who's done this research, and apparently 74% of British films made a profit over the last 4 years or something. It sounds incredible.
Oh, we must be doing something right. But talking about big blockbusters, what's biggie over there?
Well, the biggest blockbuster of all time seems to be The Flintstones at the moment, which is a bit strange. It's taken the most ever in the box office over the Memorial Weekend. It's like a bank holiday over here, and it's just beaten everything. In 2 weeks in a row now, it's beaten Mel Gibson's Maverick. And what I like about it, it's going against all the critics. They all shafted it all.
You can say shafted. It's all right. You can say shafted. We don't mind it. He can say shafted, can't he? Yeah. OK. Yeah, carry on.
Right, thank you. Sorry about that. Well, they've slated it, is what I wanted to say. And,
slated. You can't say slated. No, carry on. Sorry.
Anyway, but the audience have ignored the critics and gone, and I just like it when they do that. No offence directly to you, Terry, on that.
OK. Any more news? Any more news?
Yes, James Bond has been announced. I understand that last month you had a prediction. What was your prediction?
Well, I did go for old Pierce Brosnan.
And Remington Steele himself has got it. So we look forward to that. I think he should have got it a long time ago. I think he should have tried to get out of the Remington Steele contract and try and go for it. But there it is.
OK, Al, well, I'm beginning to fade now. Oh, no, sorry, that's the satellite that's beginning to fade now. Sorry about that. I'll just have to say, love those shades, and I'll see you next month.
See you next month. Bye. I've got a dash now. See ya.
See you, Al. Yes, it's competition time again, and it's your chance to win not 1, not 3, but 2 tickets to come to the MGM Cinema, downtown Slough, to see a film of your choice. Now, the answer to last month's competition was who replaced Pete Best as the Beatles drummer? It was Ringo Starr. Easy peasy. OK, this month's competition is about 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Well, it's about Ryan Atkinson, actually. When he plays Mr. Bean, What car does he drive? Now, is it an Aston Martin, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Mini, an MG, BG, BG, EBGBs? I don't know, you tell me. Send your answers in to the usual address. OK, I must be off. Oh, the magic of television, and it's cheaper than the bus. Where are we? Well, we're in Sippenham, Elmshot Lane, outside the video box, which can mean only one thing. It's time to ram it in your VCR, missus. OK, Doris, you know what to do. Here we are then, inside the video box at Elmshot Lane here in Sippenham, and you've heard me mention him a million times. And here he is for the first time, Mark from the video box. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Terry.
Seen any good vids recently?
Yeah, some great films out at the moment, Terry.
Yeah.
The top film at the moment is Demolition Man.
Right.
Sylvester Stallone's
And Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes,
What
yeah.
a great name that is. Tell us a bit about the film.
Basically, Sylvester Stallone is the cop chasing Wesley Snipes as the criminal. They're both frozen in time and eventually meet up in the future.
So it's a bit of a sci-fi. I've heard it's a bit of a comedy, is that right?
Comedy in patches, yeah,
Right.
more so a thriller.
I know they've got a little poke of fun. They've got the president is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
Yeah,
Arnold
lovely.
Schwarzenegger, yeah.
Any others?
Yeah, there's the Oscar winning The Piano.
Oh, right, that got, what was that, 3 Oscars and
Yeah.
1 BAFTA, so that's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah, it's a good film.
I saw recently Tina, What's Love Got to Do
Tina
with It?
Turner,
What
yeah.
did you think of that film?
Very good, yeah,
Yeah.
very close to, obviously very close to real life, and that was also Oscar nominated.
Yeah, very good film. Any other films coming out that you recommend, or videos, sorry, you recommend?
Well, the releases this week, My Life, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, that's a bit of a blubber, isn't it, that
Bit of a
one?
tearjerker,
yeah.
The sequel, Adam's Family Values.
Right, yes, that's a good one. Now, I preferred that to the first one. Do you agree?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, still not on a par with the TV series, but still very good.
No. And any other biggies coming out?
In the next couple of weeks, we've got Hard Target, Jean-Claude Van Damme's new film,
Yeah.
and also towards the end of the month, we've got Robin Hood Men in Tights, which
Right,
is
that's the Mel Brooks one.
spoof,
Yeah.
We've also got Tombstone, which is one of the westerns.
I also hear Clint Eastwood's got a new video out.
Yep, starring for the first time with Kevin Costner. in
Costner.
Perfect World.
All right.
Very good film.
Excellent. So there's quite a few for you to spend your pennies on at the video box here in Elmshot Lane, Sippenham. Little plug there for you, Mark. OK, I think it's time to go to the top 10. At number 10 is Posse, which isn't a film about an old ginger moggy, but a group of desperados starring Mario Van Peebles and Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy who? Mel Gibson is the man without a face at number 9, dropping 3 places from last month's chart Vid Pickers Not Half and all that. At number 8 is a very funny video, but not one for the kids or grannies. It's the bluer than blue comedian Roy Chubby Brown in his first feature film called UFO. Now, if you know Chubby Brown, then you will have a good idea what this vid will contain, especially about the joke about the nun and the banana. Oh, I'll tell that one later. OK, sending shivers down the spine at number 7 is Julian Sands in Warlock 2. It picked up 3 Oscars and 1 BAFTA, so it must be a good vid. And that's The Piano at number 6. At number 5 is a vid for all you who like a good blubber. It's Kleenex time with Michael Keaton and Nicole Kidman in My Life. They're kooky, they're spooky, they're the Addams Family, and they are at number 4 in the video box Elmshot Lane's top 10. Bette Midler is equally spooky in the new Walt Disney comedy about witches called Hocus Pocus, and that's having a spell at number 3. At number 2, Kevin Kline is Dave, an ordinary guy who becomes the president of the USA. It can only happen in the States. And at number 1, as Mark said, is Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes in that tongue-in-cheek action humdinger of a vid, Demolition Man. OK, so that's the top 10 here at the video box in Sippenham. OK, now, before we get to the bit that you've all been waiting for, which is the end, I'd like to give you some great video news. Now, on October the 3rd, Jurassic Park is available for rental. And also on November the 24th, for £14.99, you can buy Jurassic Park, which is great, just in time for Christmas. And if anybody wants to buy me a Christmas present, that's the one I want. Please? Well, that's about it, folks. Time to bid a fond farewell and thank all those people whom without this little show would be even littler. I was going to finish this month's show by singing one of Elton John's great classics, but I thought, why should I? He never sings any of mine. So what I shall do is thank Mike Plew and all his staff at the MGM in Slough, and Alistair Coy over there in Hollywood, and of course my special guest Mark at the video box here in Elmshot Lane, and of course you two for watching. OK, that's about it for this month, and...
Terry, there's those films you wanted?
No, not those ones.
Yeah?
No.
Dirty ones?
No, it's all right, Mark. Put them in the bag. OK, could we cut there, please? Could we cut? I told you about that. I don't need them. Don't need them.
Comprehensive or what? Thank you, Terry. He'll be back next month. Now, my final guest is Yvonne Johnston from Thames Valley Hospice, and she has the lowdown on National Sunflower Week. Yvonne, welcome to WMtv.
Thank you.
Tell me, it's all in aid of Thames Valley Hospice that we're talking about. Now, tell me what and where is Thames Valley Hospice?
Well, the Thames Valley Hospice is in Windsor, and our aim is to actually look after people who are terminally ill. Most of them are cancer sufferers.
Now, the perception of a hospice, in this case Pine Lodge, is that it's a very sad place. Now, that, of course, is simply just not true.
That's absolutely right. We find that everyone thinks that anyone who comes to a hospice is going to die there, but that isn't true. We have many people who come to us for many years, possibly, before they actually do reach their terminal stage. They come in for various reasons, for obviously terminal care, but for respite care, and also they come to us in the day centre as well. And they could come to us for quite some time there.
When they go there, do their normal carers, if they're in for a little while, do their normal carers then basically get a little bit of a break?
Absolutely. That is the aim that we hope for, that the time that they're with us, which is generally 2 weeks when they come for respite care, the carers actually are able to go and, if they want to, go off and do something themselves, but at least it gives them time to go out and visit friends and relatives and things like that when the relative is with us.
Now, I understand that it costs a great deal of money, in fact over £1 million a year to run Thames Valley Hospice. How on earth do you go about raising the money for that?
Well, we're very lucky that we have over the last 3 years had some government money, central government money, but that isn't promised to us for the future. So fundraising is a very, very important thing for us. We're lucky that we've got 18 support groups around the about 10-mile radius of Windsor. And really that's why we have the sunflower thing going this week, to raise money in that way. We depend on fundraising, coffee mornings, things like that.
Now, National Sunflower Week runs till the 25th of June. Is it going to become an annual event, I believe, is it?
It is. Well, we hope that it will. This is actually the second year that we've done it. We took part in a pilot scheme last year when there were about 40 hospices taking part. But there are actually over 140 hospices in the country, of which 120 are independent. And we've always done our fundraising locally. And over the last 2 years, we've decided that we should get together and make sure that people realise that we are a very strong voice within the country. And so we have a national association of fundraisers now, and we have put together 1 or 2 schemes as a joint venture, of which Sunflower Week is one.
Why the sunflower? Was there a special significance behind that?
Well, I think it was felt that it's a bright flower, it indicates freshness, newness, sunshine, and that's really what we want to...
So there's an outbreak of sunflowers
Absolutely,
all over the country, no matter what the weather.
There are going to be 3 million around the country.
Actually, I'm feeling a little bit left out, because I haven't got one of these. I better have one of these.
Have one.
Right, now, thank you very much. I'll give you the money afterwards. Now, is there a minimum donation for one of these? They're beautifully made, actually.
We're hoping that people will donate £1, but to be very honest, we're happy with any donation that we receive. But we would like to...
if someone would like to donate £10, wouldn't you?
We would love that.
Quite right, so get your money out of your pockets. Right. OK, now, what I was about to say to you was, and I've forgotten, is that at the hospice you have a key specialist nursing care and dedicated people who are solely directed towards that purpose.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about these people, why they're so special.
Well, they have to have a certain affinity towards the patients. That it is a very different type of care that they need. They have to be understanding not just to the patient but to the relatives as well. Our care isn't just to the patient. It is a care. We care for the family during the run-up to the terminal stages. We then offer also bereavement care afterwards. So we actually get involved very much with the whole family. The reason it costs us so much to actually run the hospice is because 70% of that money goes to nursing and medical care. And we run on virtually a one-to-one nursing-patient ratio up there.
So it becomes a very personally
very
involved thing for
personal.
the staff.
Absolutely.
Is there a great deal of stress on these nurses and other medical staff that work there? Or do they find that they basically give of themselves and they get a lot out of it as well?
We do. We find that each one of us helps the other. And there is a lot of laughing and joking that goes on that deters a lot of the difficult times that happen.
Now, apart from supporting National Sunflower Week, finally, how could anybody help by making a donation, or is there anything else they can do to help Thames Valley Hospice?
We depend an awful lot on volunteers. They help us in many ways up at the hospice, even in the fundraising as well. If they'd like to get hold of their local support group chairman, they can be directed as to how they can contact the hospice. They can also find our number in the telephone and yellow pages, and just get in touch with us and we'll be able to tell them how they could help us.
Well, I wish you every success with this particular week, up to the 25th
Look for the
of June.
poster.
They will be sold everywhere. You'll see an outbreak of sunflowers, and continued success to everyone at Thames Valley
Thank you very
Hospice.
much. It's been
Thank
lovely.
you very much, Yvonne.
Thank you.
If you were watching 2 weeks ago, you'll have seen the Cole Norton Dragons hammering along the Thames at Canary Wharf. Well, we were given the wrong information, and we'd like to put it right now. The Cole Norton Dragons came in second in what were the national qualifying rounds. But the national competition, that's the championships, are not until September. So we apologise if we misled you. Well, it really has been spectacular weather lately, and let's hope it continues. Get the barbecues out. Last weekend, I was lucky enough to be at Windsor Castle to cover the annual cricket match in aid of the Prince Philip Trust, and the weather was perfect. There are a few things more quintessentially British than a game of cricket on a sunny afternoon and a glass of Pimm's. We have the sunshine, we have the cricket, we're in the shadow of Windsor Castle, and I'm off to get my Pimm's right now. The match is now an integral part of the social calendar in Windsor, and this year the crowd was even bigger than before. However, there was a new twist to the event because the all-male Lord's Taverners team were faced by the World Cup winning side of English ladies. Many congratulations to you for winning the World Cup in ladies cricket, a major achievement. Who did you beat?
We beat New Zealand in the final at Lord's last August.
And as a result of winning the World Cup and lots of other major achievements in the game, you've been presented with the Daily Express Sports Team of the Year award.
Yeah, that was at a presentation due last November, I think, which was closely followed by the Sunday Times, won the Sunday Times Team of the Year award. And we also invited to the BBC Sports Personality.
Wonderful. How does it feel to be playing so many very well-known cricketers and celebrities today here in the shadow of Windsor Castle?
Well, it's a perfect setting. I'm sure everybody would like to play at this ground, particularly with the Duke of Edinburgh and Prince Edward here, as we're representing the Duke. So it's just a privilege for us.
What's next for the England ladies cricket team for the rest of the season?
Well, we're playing a lot of charity events like this around the country, and we play a lot of domestic club and county games. Unfortunately, we haven't got a tour this year. We're looking to have a tour next year by the New Zealanders, so that's our main aim for next year.
The event raised £10,000 on the day last year, and it's hoped even more will be raised this time around. Going for goals, Henry Kelly and Fraser Hines started the ball rolling by carrying a blanket around the edge of the pitch and getting contributions from the crowd. I believe they even chipped in themselves, and they certainly took money from us. And I'm delighted to welcome star of stage, screen, Emmerdale Farm, and now Emmerdale, Fraser Hines.
That's right, yeah.
Fraser, welcome.
Thank you.
Cricket, first love?
It is cricket and horses, horse racing cricket. I think a joint first love. So, every Sunday in the summer, I go anywhere to play a game of cricket. In fact, my wife always says, you know, I'm going to get to the date diary first next year because every Sunday's filled in with a cricket match.
Your involvement with the Lord's Taverners is not quite as long as your involvement with a well-known TV series.
No, I think I was a member of the Lord's Taverners before Emmerdale started.
Really?
I was a member of the Lord's Taverners when I was in Doctor Who, which was in 1969-70. And Emmerdale started in 72, so I've been a Lord's Taverner longer.
And the pace of the programme has changed very, very much indeed over the last few years. It started off as a very sedate soap based on a small farm, and now we've got
tails just swishing in the breeze.
Now we've got cows flying through the air, aeroplanes landing
on us,
gunshots.
And recently we've been calling it Emma Bill Farm with all the police and the sirens.
Why do you think it's changed so radically?
I don't know. I think the writers and the producer just thought, let's spice it up a little bit. It could have done with a few weeks, I think, after me being nearly drowned rescuing Vic Windsor. We could have done with a few weeks, just maybe rest, see a few sheep, but they decided to go for the post office siege as well.
Is it more of a challenge now that you're doing a lot more stuff exterior?
It is. To be honest, I've enjoyed the last few weeks creeping about and getting blown up, whether you saw it or not. When the post office blew up, I had to do my own stunt. That was... I had a bit of trepidation when they said we can only do it once, but it takes an hour to set the stunt up. And you've got to do it, Fraser, because you're walking towards the camera. My heart was thumping a little bit, but I quite enjoyed doing it because that, to me, made a nice change from a milking scene or shearing sheep.
And what of the future with Emmerdale?
I'm taking about a year out of Emmerdale and doing other stuff and just going to watch the horses grow up, and if a nice job comes along, I'll take that. If not, I'll just concentrate on my other business, the stock rearing business.
We watch and wait with interest. Fraser, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm delighted to be joined by one of the players of the Lord's Taverners 11, and that's Gavin Campbell from That's Life. Hi, Gavin.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome. Very good. A sad time for you, actually. After 21 years of That's Life, it's almost all over.
Sad, I don't know.
Has it come to the end of its natural life, or...?
I think 21 years is probably about the right time for it. There's still a lot of work in that field to be done. And no, it's not a sad occasion in the way that you mean. I mean, obviously, there's a slight sadness at its passing. But it's also an occasion to remember all the very good things that we've been involved with, and the very many hundreds, thousands of friends that the programme's had. I mean, I haven't been with it for all the 21 years, I've been with it for 12. But those have been 12 very, very special years in my life.
You're an integral part of the team, and it's been very much a team effort all along.
Yes, very much so.
There are obviously highlights for different members of the team. Has there been a specific highlight for you?
Well, I think really the highlight for me was when we started doing items about transplantation and the wonderful benefits that can be brought to men, women and children through transplantation. I think of the story of Ben Hardwick. And many, many other kids, the majority of whom have survived, are doing incredibly well. And I myself have become involved in a very major way with the Transplant Sports Association of Great Britain. In fact, I'm the only non-medic, non-transplantee who's a member. I'm a life member, I'm proud to say. And that gives me enormous pleasure because I can look around me and go to the transplant games every year.
We've actually covered the European Transplant Games twice. Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of people who otherwise would either have a very low quality of life or would not be alive at all.
Kind of a best of That's Life still to come, still to look forward to.
Yes,
it's going to be a very emotional night.
Over.
It's going to be an emotional night for you.
Yes, that.
And pursuant to that, what are you going to be up to?
Well, I think I'm probably going to be spending a lot more time with my favourite charity, which is very important to me.
And spend a bit more time with the family.
And time with the family, yes. I'm going to be doing some holiday programmes, and I've got some projects that are, in the melting pot at the moment. We'll hope to see them come to fruition. Hopefully early part of next year.
Well, I'm glad that we were able to be part of your last appearance in front of the cameras for at least a little while.
Well, until next week.
Good. Thank you, Gavin, very much.
Thank you.
The arrival of His Highness Prince Philip and His Royal Highness Prince Edward attracted the attention of the world's press, and most were keen to see if Sophie Rhys-Jones was present. She wasn't, but we were all treated like royalty. One of the most important aspects of any royal event are the pictures that you see in your daily newspaper. And with me is probably the most famous royal photographer of all time, 20 years with the Sun, Arthur Edwards. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Nice to welcome you. What's been the most stunning aspect of photographing the royals over the years?
Well, the thing about the royals is that everybody wants to see nice pictures of them. So whenever you get any picture that's half decent, it was bound to go in the paper, and that was a great joy for me in those early years when I was a news photographer.
So from one point of view, really, your job's made quite easy?
Well, during the 80s, when Diana was very, very big, then because it was everything you did of her just went in the paper. It's not like that anymore. And in fact, one of the reasons we're here today is we're hoping perhaps a new star is about to emerge, and this is Sophie Rhys-Jones, the girlfriend of Prince Edward. And so if she comes along, it might give the Rat Pack a bit of a release of life.
A new dimension.
Yeah.
It would be fair to say, allegedly, you are Diana's favourite photographer.
Well, I've never said that. Others have said it, but I've never said it. I mean, certainly it was during the heady years, I got on very well with her. Obviously, in the last few months when she's taken it upon herself to leave public life, I haven't seen much of her. But certainly, we got on okay, yeah. In fact, we had a lot of fun together, you know.
Apart from the travel, and you've been on several world tours with the royal family, what's been the most fascinating aspect about photographing them over the years?
Well, the thing is, when you're getting close to them, you know, the closer you get to everything, the more it becomes a bit ordinary, and that's what I've noticed. You know, they're just really an ordinary family in extraordinary circumstances. You know, they have their problems like we all do. You know, their marital problems with the children, and getting close to them and seeing that has made it. It's been interesting for me to see that they are, because when I was a child, you know, to watch the coronation and to watch the royals, you know, and I was like most people, you know, I was gobsmacked by them, yeah. But now I see them as they really are, you know, they're just an ordinary family, just happen to be the premier family in this country.
The Lord's Taverners have raised in excess of £13.5 million in their history, and £1.5 million was collected last year alone. The money raised has paid for the distinctive New Horizons green minibuses. At £20,000 each, they're not cheap, but they do provide a fantastic service offering mobility and hope to the physically and mentally handicapped children in our area. Special thanks to Karen Mooney and the team that she provided us there. Really looked after us very well, and also to Kevin McGarry for all his help. It's great to be back, and I hope you've enjoyed the programme. If you'd like to write to us, we'd be delighted to hear from you. The address is, as usual, Scene on 7, WMtv, P.O. Box 7, Slough SL3, 6ET. That's 6ET. Alternatively, you can call the Moving Magazine on 0753 811 817. Okay, after this programme, there is a tremendous opportunity for you to get a lot of free offers. That's coming up right after the programme, so stay tuned. Before I go, can I say a big thank you to Bucks Fizz, Paul Owens from Star FM, and Marilyn Roffey and the team at the Observatory in Slough for the fun morning, giving away free chocolate. You should have been there. Also, thanks to all the WMtv viewers who turned up. And it was all in aid of Slough and District Sports Association for the Disabled, and it was nice to see so many of their members there. That's the lot. I hope you can join me at the WMtv team next week for another Scene on 7. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.